In today's workshop, I want to give the some clarity on about software testing, how the job market is going to be, why we have to go for the software testing to get a IT job. Okay. So later, if you have any doubts, I will ask you so that you can ask the questions. I will clarify what are the doubts do you have. Everything will be clear to you. Right now, what is my intention here in this session to give the clarity to you, miss? These are the points which I am going to cover to you. So first of all, to get some basic idea, what is software testing and what is an importance of the software testing? So what are the different types of software testing is there? So that you will get some idea here, what type of skill set required to get a job as a QA tester. Then who are eligible as a test engineer, who are eligible as a test engineer. And if you choose software testing as a career, is there any growth in this software testing or not? The about the job market and QA testing. It is going to be available, evergreen job, or after 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be over this technology. These are all things we are going to get. So first of all, this is the Pranav who is going to take the classes to you, online classes, who is having the myself almost 18 years of experience. I worked on different companies. I given a lot of corporate trainings also. Various automation tools I involved right from the my career Windrunner, after that EFT, then Selenium, Tosca also. Presently working on Monis Street as a vice president in talent acquisition. That is all we are going to be. Myself it is. So today's session, I want to explain to the very first here what is meaning of software testing. Let me know that most of you may have some idea about the what is software, right? Right, Deepika. So Divya Mohammed. So do you have an idea about the software, right? Can you give the message in the chat boxes or no? Right. Collection of programs. Exactly. Right. Let's try to understand my here. If I go for the software, so what we can say here, set of instructions or programs. What is the purpose? To perform related business activities. A system, right? Software testing, what we can say, set of instructions or programs to perform related business activities in a system. Suppose if I go for the hdfcbank.com is there. It is a software, right? It is a software. Generally, to whom we are going to develop the software, that person where we are going to call client. It can be an organization or individual person to whom we are going to provide whom we are going to develop the software. So who is a client here? This hdfcbank.com is there. Can you tell me who is client for this HDFC Bank? Can you write in the chat box, Divya? Anyone? Who is client for this HDFC Bank? Mohammed? Who will be the client for this? End user. Okay. What about others? For HDFC Bank.com application, who is client means here? HDFC is the client who provided requirements to develop the software. That person we call as client. Who will going to use the software? That person we call as end user. End user means you are using. If you are the account holder, you can use it is. Bank employee, you can use it is. Like, understand? So who is client to whom we are developing this HDFC Bank? So for HDFC, there is a naming convention also given like this. If you observe that, here name we have the HDFC. HDFC representing the client for which business purpose it is. That is the domain representing bank. HDFC Bank. Who is the client? HDFC. For what purpose this software is? Banking transactions to perform. Okay, he is the client. Before going to develop this HDFC Bank application, this client is going to provide his requirements. The business requirements are going to be given. Business requirements will be given. So first of all, I will explain it is what is software testing. Then I am going to explain to you. So why you have to choose software testing as a career? What are the advantages? These things. First, just get an idea. What is meaning of software testing? Okay. Now, client will give the generally for a software company what purpose he needs software. Those are going to call business requirements. In general, we'll have the requirements like this: customer registration, customer registration, then customer login, where customer can able to do customer nothing but here account holder for banking domain. Okay, view account summary. So go for the fund transfer. We can go for the bill payment. So like this, he will go to give the list of business requirements. So what purpose he needs software? To whom they are going to give one development company they are going to provide. Development company they are going to provide the requirements. Based on that, where software is going to be developed. By doing coding it is. By doing coding. So generally in the software company, who is going to the coding? Developers, right? Development team is responsible to go for the coding it is. They do coding. So developers are going to perform the coding it is. Okay, once developers are done coding, now we have the here what is the input for the developers here? requirements. As per that, the output is going to be source code. Application is available. Software is available. Now output is software. Now the software, once they developed here, what they do here, the software directly, they are not going to deliver to the client. In present scenario, every organization is going to maintain the separate testing team. Will maintain the separate testing team. Separate testing team. Organization is going to maintain. Okay, once application is developed, that will be delivered to the separate testing team. Delivered to separate testing team. Now this tester has to test the software or not. They have to test. How they can go for testing software here? Initially, whichever requirements are given by the client, those requirements are based, we go for the test the developed software. So we have to certify it is as a test engineer. As per this inputs, we are going to test the software. So in order to test it is what we do know, we are going to prepare the test cases. Reference, we have to prepare the test cases. And then we can go for testing it is. So everything is correctly working in this software. Software works as our expectations. Then only that will be delivered to the separate, that will be delivered to the client. Delivered to client. Who is client here? HDFC. Now understand here where testing is coming here, what documents we are going to refer. So you are not going to refer any design documents. Okay, as per the requirements of the client. So we do testing the software it is to confirm, is it whatever developers are implemented, is it fulfilled with all the client requirements or not? That is the major intention of the software testing. That too, you are not going to test the code level. As a testing engineer, we are not going to test the application code level, where user can operate the application, user interface. Page level, we are going to the testing. Page level, we do the testing, right? So, programming knowledge required or not for the testing is actually to test the software. Programming knowledge is not required. If you have the requirements knowledge, you can able to test the software. Okay. So here is the software testing comes. As a test engineer, we are going to involve here. It is. This is the area where we go for involvement is going to be the test engineer point of. After software developed, they will given to you where you have to go for testing. Okay. Let us understand how we can define. When you go for software testing, it is a process to ensure client specifications in developed software. Whichever requirements are given by the client, these all the requirements are implemented or not in the application, and those are working as per our expectations or not. That is the reason technically we say software testing is a combination of verification and validation we are going to call. Okay. But while testing the software, what is your goal? What is your intention while testing software? The goal of test engineer is to identify defects where the problems are there in the software. That is your intention. When you are testing software, you are not involving to develop the software. You are the person is responsible to identify the problems in the software. The goal of testing is to identify defects. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. Sir, you said we have to identify the defects. Then who is going to solve it? Is yes. As a test engineer, you are not the responsible to solve the defects. Then who is the responsible? Developers are the responsible. You are the responsible to identify the defects and make sure whichever defects you identified, those should be resolved by the developers so that software quality improves. Okay. Now see how the problems are going to be. If I go for the application like this, this is one sample application I want to show to you to understand how the defects are going. Now, if we observe here this space, are you able to identify any problems in this space? If you identified any mistakes here, can you give the message in the chat box? What you identified? They are able to follow what I am asking. Deepika, Praveen, Usha, Muhammad. Is it clear? No? Yes. Usharan is saying the forgot password is missing. Yes, it is. Observe the tester should have the good analytical skills. When you observe that, you are able to find it is problems in the software. Programming knowledge is not required. You should have the analytical skills. Yes, forgot password is missing. What is the date it's displaying there? July 6th, right? 2007. Is it right? No. Any other you identified? Yes, exactly. Divides exactly. There's a major problem here. The major issue here, the page is not loading complete window. Observe my here. Is it loading complete page here? Half the page is empty. It is. You are the customer. If the company developed like the software, will you go to accept it? See, lot of empty space is there. Forgot password is missing. Date is incorrect. Sign up is required, but sign on is there. Spelling mistake is there. Right. Okay. I will do the registration operation I want to do. I want to check the, see, you are not going to test the code level. Always as a tester, page level only are you are going to do the testing mode. Right. And now in this registration form is there. If I go for this registration form, now assume that I entered the Pranav, then remaining fields I am not entered. The red color is there here, username, password, confirm password. What is the meaning of this red color? Deepika, what is the meaning of that red color represents here generally? Uh-huh. Those are the mandatory field. Yes. Okay. So I want to be everyone participating in the meeting, right? Don't sit ideally. Try to give, whenever I ask the question, you have the chat box, try to give the messages. Don't use only WhatsApp. Try to use the Zoom also at this session. Okay, Zoom chat meeting, try to use. When I ask the question, try to give the answers for that, so that the better interaction will be there while during the session it is. Okay, so now username, password, confirm the mandatory field. Assume that I'm not going to enter. I'm going to click on the submit button. So, Pranav, what is your opinion if I click on the submit? What your expectation? Is it successful registration or unsuccessful registration? Is it workshop or a classroom? The same way classes are going to be there. Interaction will be there. Tell me, Praveen. So if I'm not enter the mandatory fields, if I click on the submit expecting, so unsuccessful registration operation. Yes, ma'am. So no need to say the name. When I ask the question, try to give the answer in the chat box. So when I click on the submit, you see what happened here? Successful registration. You got the deviation or not? What we expecting? Unsuccessful. But how application responded? Successful registration. There is a deviation. If you got this kind of deviation, nothing but we are going to call defect. This is your intention. Like this, you have to test. Your expectations are matching or not. Your expectations we are going to take from the client business requirements. Those expectations we are going to document in a test case. As per this test case, you do testing. Everything is matching as per your expectation, then we can deliver the software to the client. Otherwise, we have to report to the developers to solve the defects it is. So if anything you identified, anything is not working properly, you have to report to the developers only. Reporting defects we are going to do. Everything is resolved, everything is working fine, then only we are going to deliver. So that we can able to deliver the quality software to the customer. So that is a software testing in simple, we can say. It is a process to ensure client specifications who need software, his specifications are fulfilled or not in the system. While testing the software, the aim for the test engineer is to identify defects and make sure those should be resolved. Those should be resolved before deliver final product to the customer. So what is the advantage here? It will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. Now let us see some scenarios I want to show to you. Sir, if we not tested, we deliver how much impact those are going to take. The most recent major QA failures, QA quality assurance QA testing failures, it is actually quality assurance failure. Pfizer vaccine rollout delays. This is the one problem got due to software problem, it is glitch. In 2023, the rollout of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine was delayed in several countries due to a software glitch. You know that if delayed, what happened? I want to discuss on that. Now, you know very well about the toaster nowadays. It is a most popular Tesla, right? Tesla autopilot crash. So what happened here? See, they're not tested properly. Autopilot software, which they used in their cars. What happened here? Most of the cars, when it is going to be signals there, autopilot, what is doing? The engine is going to get off. It is. So what they did here, Tesla is recalling nearly 54,000 US vehicles with a full self-driving because of the software fails to fully halt a car at a stop signs. So like this happened, it is. Problem on a lot of expensive again, it is right. Now, if I go for the Southwest Airlines, also we got the some problem. It is what happened here. A lot of flights got cancelled, affected thousands of passengers. The cancellations were caused by a software glitch that prevented the airline from properly scheduling flights. See, if the software is not properly scheduled, a lot of problem it is. So Zoom also security issues we got. Zoom software also, right? Facebook also, do you know, it is in October 4th, 2021. This is what happened here. From the Facebook, you are unable to interact with the other social media networks. Almost the problem we got 7 hours and 11 minutes. Facebook got the problem it is. We can't communicate with other softwares. Configuration problem we got it is Facebook. See, this type of problems are going. Same thing if it is may happen in the bank's software. Suppose customer is going to withdraw the 20,000, but due to small problem in the account section, instead of 20,000, it is showing only 200. Assume that it may happen 1 hour. This type of problem is there. If anyone is not noticed, then what happens? All the banks are going to be so roll out, right? This is what the going to problem. This is very important. Okay, software is testing is very important. Without testing, we are not going to deliver the software to the market or to the customer. Okay. Sir, you said software, okay, how it is going to be. Now, what are the possible ways to go for testing? The testing the software applications, there are two possible ways. One is called manual testing. The other one is called automation testing. One is called manual testing. The other one is called automation testing. Okay. Now, manual testing, automation testing. So how we can define it is. See, manual testing, nothing but like this, where testers manually execute test cases without the use of automation tools. What we do, we are going to prepare the test cases. As per the test cases, directly we are going to explore the application features. Then we are going to observe that how it is responding as per our expectations. Based on that, we are going to provide the test status, whether it is pass or fail. That is where testers manually execute test cases without the use of automation tools. That means you don't use any other software. Testers follow predefined test cases. The test case we are going to prepare, explore the application features, and verify it behaves as expected. This method, manual testing method, involves human interventions to identify defects. Interventions to identify defects. Sir, can I go for the bit more detail? Yes, I will show it. Let us see an example here. I have the Gmail application. Next button is there here. So I want to check the next button is working properly or not. Now, what I do as a test engineer, first I need to prepare the some test cases I'm going to prepare. I will going to prepare the some test cases. I will prepare the test cases. So now, as per these test cases, I will going to perform the operations here. While doing operations, I will going to observe the how it is going to respond. This is what the manual testing we are going to call. Based on we can provide the status. Okay. Let me take simple example to you. I want to test the next button in Gmail application. I want to test the next button in Gmail application. Okay. So the next button I want to test. As a test engineer, what I will do, I will going to prepare the test cases. I go for the manual testing. So as a test engineer, we prepare test cases. So which language test cases are going to prepare? So human understandable language. That means plain English we are going to prefer. What is the test case? This test case describes validation procedure of a specific requirement. Specific requirement. How do you want to test? That is going to describe. So how it looks like. Suppose I want to show one example here how the test case is going to be. I want to write test case to verify next button in the Gmail login page. So some basic components are going to be like this. Step name, step description, expected result. Now I want to test the next button. What is the procedure I need to follow? Step by step, we are going to step one. I want to click on next button. Without entering email. If I do like this, what will be the expectation here? Error message should pop up. Right. Error message should pop. The step two, so enter invalid email. Then click on next. What is the expectation here? Again, error message should pop up. Now, third step, what I want to do here, enter valid email. Then click on next. If you do, what is the expected behavior? You should ask for password. Like this, whatever functionality or whatever feature you want test the application, step by step we are going to write the procedure, how you want to test. That is called test cases. In the real time, where we are going to use the test case template. During the course, with the template, how we can write the test cases, detail I will go to explain to you. By providing real-time project documents, the real-time scenarios based how to go for the test case preparation will be explained. Just I'm showing here how it is going to be. Now let us see. Now I want to go for manual testing. So once I prepare this test case, and now I'm showing the manual test. While executing the test cases, so we have to provide the another two columns we are going to use. One is called actual result column. Other one is called status. Let us see here. I am going, so what they saying that, sir, first step, what I written my here, click on next button without entering email. What is the expected error message should pop up? Now I am going to do same thing here. Without enter the email, click on next. We got the error message. Now I am going to say error message displayed. Right. Now, what is the status? Pass or fail? Mohammed, pass or fail? Divya, pass. Yes, because our what we are expecting actually also same way behaved. So you can say pass. Same way, enter invalid email. Enter the invalid email like this. Click on next. Again, expecting error as it is displayed. I can say here also error message displayed. Error message displayed. This step also passed. Now enter the valid email, then click on next. Now I'm going to enter the valid email. I given it is suppose valid email I given. If I click on next, what is your expectation? Password. You're asking that it's not you're not a robot, you're asking that. Okay. Security application. Asking the password. Okay. So now ask for password. Then it is also passed. So all your expectations are matching. Test is passed. Total test is passed. So like this we do testing it is. So understand my here. A manual testing like this. As a test engineer, directly we interact with application to verify the actual behavior while performing operations. This is called manual testing we are going to call. Now, what is the other approach I said? Automation testing. What is an automation testing? In simple understanding, suppose my office is in the fifth floor. My classroom is in fifth floor. If we use lift to reach fifth floor, that is automation. If you use stairs, that is manual. How you reaching the fifth floor? Automation, manual. If you use lift, is automation. Same way, if you that means if you use calculator to perform the arithmetic operations, that is comes under automation. If you use calculator to perform the arithmetic operations, that is also comes under automation. That means in general, any task or activity you perform with help of the tool or programs is called automation. So how it is going to means directly you are not going to interact with the application. We use some tool here. It can be Selenium or QTP. This kind of tools we are going to use. So in the tools, first what we have to do, we should develop the automation scripts. We should develop the automation scripts. We have to develop the automation scripts. Then execute it. Your tool is going to perform the operation on application and provide the status to you. Test is pass or fail. Now, simple example. Let me go. Login.salesforce.com application. In this space, my client expecting number of links or 10 links they expected, my client. If I go for manually here, in this space, manual testing, my test is pass or fail. How many links client expecting? 10 links. Yes, ma'am. Divya, can you say test is pass or fail here? This is complete image, ma. Only here, this is the page where you can operate. Here we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 links only is there. But how many my client expecting? 10 links. Test is fail. This is what manual testing, right? Praveen, is it clear? Understanding? Divya, Deepika, is it clear? Usha, is it clear? Everyone, type C in the chat box. It is clear. If you have doubt, let me know it is. Manual testing, you got idea, right? Okay. Now, if I go for the same thing, if I ask like this, yahoo.com, my client expecting in this space 300 links. Yahoo.com page, my client expecting 300 links. This is the page actually. In this page, 300 links my client expecting. Can you do manually? I will give the 1 hour time to you. The hundreds of links are there. Definitely, it is difficult to count the number of links in a page. This is the actual problem when you go for the manual testing. Understand? So a lot of time it's going to take, right? That is the problem we have. So in order to overcome that, we do automation testing. So what we do automation testing here. So automation testing, in simple what I can do, I am not going to count the each link. As an automation test engineer, I am using this either one of this tool. I develop the automation test script, which what I want to test according to that. Test cases means simple English I written, but if this tools doesn't know the English language, then what we have to do, we need to translate that our test cases into the tool understandable language. This is what automation test script are going to call. So we have to develop it is. If suppose they are using Selenium, Java, we are going to use to develop the script. If you are going to the QTP, VB script. But here core Java concept, during the course only, I will going to cover it is core Java concept, don't worry. Okay, I'm going to run these programs. When I run it is, my tool is going to perform the operations on application, provide the status. Okay, how it is going to be. Let us see my here. I'm using Selenium here. Same. See, you observe that I've written only almost 10 lines of code it is I have. So I'm going to run it is. I'm executing this one. I'm not doing anything. My Selenium tool, first it is launched browser, navigated URL. Then you see Tool is providing the status. What is saying the test? Why? Actual number of links are 376. How many? 300 they're expecting. Now 376 is there. There's a deviation, test is failed. See the power of the automation testing. You don't, so manual testing you do, but what is the problem? More time it's going to take. Same task, when I do automation, once again I'm going to run it is observe it is. I'm closing the application also here. I'm going to run it is. That's it. Less than 2 minutes I got the output here. Test is pass and fail. If I go for manual, more than 4 hours required to me to count, still there is no guarantee. All the links we are going to count or not. This is the power of the automation testing. Different possibilities are there to do the automation testing. Nowadays, more demanding tool is Selenium for that. Okay. Yeah. So is it clear, ma? You got an idea what is automation testing means here? Some tool or some software we are going to use to test the developed software. That's automation testing we are going to call. Any task or activity performed with help of tool or programs is called automation, generally using calculator to perform arithmetic operations. So in automation testing is again automating human activities, that is a test execution, in order to validate application is called automation testing. Different possibilities are there. Using programming languages we can do automation, or using scripting languages we can go for automation, or using any one of the third party automation tools like Selenium, Tosca, Test Complete, or QRN, we can go for the automation. But whenever you go for automation testing, we need to develop the automation test scripts like this. QTP means VB script, Tosca means TQL. If I go for Selenium, different languages supports Selenium, Java, it supports Selenium, Python, you can use C Sharp or Ruby or JavaScript. Java is different, JavaScript is different. Now, you got what is software today up to now. What is software? You got an idea. What is software testing? What is the intention while doing the testing? I said advantage is to deliver reliable software to the customer. Then types of software testing. One is called manual testing. The other one is called automation testing. Right. Now, based on that, we'll see what type of skill set required if you want to get a job as a test engineer. So what type of skill set required? The technical skill point of view, you should aware of the manual testing concepts, how software is going to be developed. What are the different kind of models are there to develop the software, like a agile methodology. Nowadays, very frequently they are going to ask it is. Then what are the different phases of testing levels are there? So if I go for software testing life cycle, so how that separate testing team perform their day-to-day activities. So how to go for scenarios identification, test cases preparation, test execution, how the defect management process. These are the things we have to know during the manual testing concepts. That means mainly in the manual testing, you are going to gain the knowledge and different kind of testing vocabulary. So practical session is how to go for scenario identification, test cases preparation, test execution, how we are going to do these things we are going to get. Next thing should know the any one of the automation tools such as Selenium, QTP, Tosca, but in present we have more demand for the Selenium. So knowledge on any one of the defect reporting tool like Jira or Quality Center, either ALM we are going to call. Either one tool is required. There are some of basic knowledge on database concepts, little bit programming knowledge, and MS Office. That means Excel sheets, basic operation if you know. That is going to be helpful to you while working for a project. Apart this one, nowadays in interviews, asking testing, apart that they're around us, plus they're going to add the API testing also. Nowadays they're asking that. At least some fundamentals you have idea about the API test, there's a sufficient. Fundamental knowledge is required. Then good analytical skills in IT related job means this is the one of the important. Technical 30% is there. You have the communication, you can survive in the company. Good communication skills are important. Then good attitude. Okay, these are the required skill set. If you join the course, we are going to fulfill this are the so technical skills is I'm going to provide to you what is required to you. Who are eligible? Now the question is, sir, I am eligible or not? Majority of students will go and ask this question to me. Sir, I am eligible or not? In fact, any graduate is eligible as a test engineer. From software company's point of view, any graduate is eligible as a test engineer. Now, not only that, but you understand here, freshers eligible here without any experience. So who have the non-IT background graduates also eligible for this. Programming are not required. So non-IT background graduate so eligible who have the career gap. Suppose you may completed 4 years back your BTech. There's a gap is there. So now you want to go for test engineer. So yes, you are eligible. You can manage it is if you go for the company with that gap as an experience, you can able to manage it is. It is not that much rocket science subject it is. It is easier. Then who want to get moreover. So if I go for the Java, if I learn minimum 2 years, you have 1 year you have to learn, 1 year practice, then I at interviews total minimum 2 years you have to spend for that. And also when you go pressure, they are not going to just they are going to ask the experience Java developers required. Because they won't take the risk because when I'm going to take the one developer, I will give the task him to develop the application. That is a much complicated thing, right? So if I go for tester, one project to test or two project to test or five project tested, so everyone is going to be same knowledge. Testing process is going to be same. That's one of the big reason is to select the test engineer job. Quick time you can get a job. I will give the guarantee that 3 months is sufficient. 2 months is the course, 1 month for the interviews, attending interviews. Once class are complete, you have to attend the interviews. 4 interviews attend, definitely are going to get a job. So, sir, career growth is there or not testing? My friend said the developer is going to have the more salaries. It is not like this. Okay. So initially you start career as a fresher, as a trainer, 0 to 2 years of experience. After you will become as a associate test engineer, then test engineer, then senior test engineer, then have the test lead position, then have the test manager position like this. Ultimately, as a developer also, he started career as a trainee. So later, finally, what is the position is going to reach means manager position. He also started career as a test engineer, but finally, ultimately, you are going to reach it to the manager position only. There will be growth. You don't worry about it. Growth is there, right? So job market and QA testing. Sir, market is there or not? So there is no doubt on that. Say a recession we are saying hearing, but actually, if I go for the NagoorBabu, if I find here anything, QA tester. See how the job market is on testing. A lot of companies are looking for the testers, 3 to 6 years. Day to day, if you can watch it is how many jobs are there. So like this. There a number of jobs are there. But thing is, students are coming to the Amirpet market, joining the classes, but they are not studying. Once they join the classes, they feel they got a job, they're going to be relaxed. That's the major issue. So you joined the course, you came to the Hyderabad to get a job. That objective why you came Hyderabad, you are losing because of the gadgets which they are going to use. You need to do commitment. I'm asking software testing. You want to get a job 3 months in my batch. Before completion of course, also students got a job. Okay. So that is the commitment student has to give it is. Definitely you can get a job. So the security for job is yes, how long software exists in market, testing jobs are going to be available. Maybe tools are going to be changes. Okay. So but testing jobs are going to be evergreen in the market. Okay. So do you have any other doubts? Let me know it is before going to stop the session. But tomorrow we have the new batch is going to start. Online batch it is on manual plus selenium. So that is tomorrow at 9 p.m. Daily 1 hour that session will be there. So who are interested, try to make a call to this number so you can register. Try to take the screenshot photo. Okay. So any doubts are there? Let me know it is before going to end the session. I will ask individually. Anyone have any doubts? Usha, do you have any doubts? Let me know it is. Whatever doubts are there, you can ask me. Nothing is going to be there. Is it clear, Usha?
Hi, hi, sir. Is there any interview calls are you providing with DurgaSoft or it's just a course? Hello.
Interview calls is not going to be there. No, we are going to give the so,
Mhm.
job assistance. We're going to send our resumes to some companies.
Okay. So you will share after completed the course,
After
right?
completion of the course, our HR is going to help you to work on that. Air openings are there, you're going to implement you.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
For how long duration of this course?
The duration is going to be 2 months. It is.
2 months. Okay.
First, we are going to run the manual testing portion. Then we go for the 20-25 days manual testing. Remaining 35 to 40 days, we are going to discuss on the with Java, Selenium, I'm going to explain to CoreJava concepts also will be discussed. Even though you don't have any programming knowledge, it is not a problem. Definitely, you are able to understand. You can able to get a job.
Okay.
Okay. Aditya, I think you joined a little bit late. Deepika,
Yes.
any doubts do you have? No? Okay. Yes, ma'am. During the course, we're going to share the some project related documents to you. See, as a tester, you have to go for the test scenario test case. The project documents will be shared with you. I will going to explain the classes how to go for the scenario identification, test cases preparation, so that you have to practice. We can go for the execution. That is a project orientation training will be given to you. Okay. Divya, is it clear? Mohammed, clear. Okay. Osha, okay, fine. Thank you, everyone. There's a session for me. So if you want to register, you can make a call to these numbers. You can attend the session. And also the tomorrow demo, first class is demo is going to be, the detailed session is going to be starts from tomorrow. Who are interested, a link already shared in the chat box. You can use that link to join the tomorrow session. Already they provided in the chat box to you. You can use that link to join the session from tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. If you join the online classes, we will have the recorded sessions will be provided, soft copy notes, whatever topics I will explain, corresponding notes, daily base you are able to get that one. Okay. So that's a session for us. Thank you. Any doubts are there? So you can call to these numbers. So they're going to give the answer to you. Okay. Thank you everyone.